Or it's 29 technically
Yeah.
from 10.
All right, and welcome to this is the week 2 JDL VOD review. I'm joined by Skye and Foe and Parker.
And Parker. Welcome, Parker.
And we'll be going through the week 2 uh, matches. As usual, we're probably just going to start each week with the Dynasty division, and then we'll go to uh, the Imperium division after that. So let's get started with week 1 battle, or the not week 1, our first battle between Austin and Poke. Austin has brought Moltres, Treads, Alolan Executor, Primal Kyogre, Alolan Muck, and Iron Valiant. Poke has brought Mega Blastoise, Celesteela, Giratina, Terra Garganacl, Terra Jolteon, and Monkey Dory. And we have Terra. No Terras on Austin teams. We have Terra Ghost on Garganac, which I think is just a pretty good, like, solid, like, neutral Terra, for lack of a better word.
Water on Jolteon.
Oh yeah, and Water on Jolteon, which I think is a really smart bring because it lets you resist everything from Kyogre.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Chip.
Good old parting shot.
Yeah. Oh, that was a lot for a knockoff, actually. Also,
This is unfortunate. This is just
someone doesn't know what the ability does.
Forgetting that the ability exists, yeah.
Yeah, it's like not being able to get status is very powerful.
Yeah. I was very confused at this point because I'm like, oh, why is Poke not going for Recover? And it's like, well, he doesn't have Recover, which we'll see, but... And what kills itself.
A very unfortunate memento onto the porting a shot Pokemon.
And I kind of actually get the not necessarily needing Recover when you've got Z Parting Shot. That felt like a very scary time to go for Salt Cure.
Yeah,
I would rather go for that.
Yeah.
I think this is actually where Terra Ghost is really good because I'm assuming this is not going to be packing Shadow Ball, and it's not.
Yeah. Then comes the.
You probably just Saki this, right?
This is the threat.
This is not who I would have sent out
Jolteon, though.
First, but I think it's... Yeah, you lose the Terra on Jolteon, which I think does hurt for Kyogre later.
Yeah.
Special
the thing is,
Treads.
though, like with like Giratina though coming in on the Primal Kyogre, it's just incredibly bulky. It has that natural bulk to.
It's gonna
maybe live a Water Spout.
Oh, it's definitely living a Water Spout. Maybe not with a minus Spadef, but
like from that, like at full HP, it definitely lives that Ice Beam, and it can bring it back. Also, this is a.
This fake out Monkey Dory is putting in chip.
Well, I think actually the fake out's nice because then you can go for like Toxic Chain Fishes. Obviously not versus like Executor Lola that's paralyzed, but in general you can.
Dragon Tail.
I think this has Flamethrower as well, so I'm shocked you went for the... Unless you're expecting the switch. Or it might have just not killed.
It's still Flamethrower, yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, I think you need a little more Rocks Chip to kill.
Yeah. Psychic.
But now, like having just Jolteon up for the Kyogre is incredibly good here.
And this is Max Spadef, Max Speed Jolteon.
It lives the thunder.
Scald. If that was like an Origin Pulse, that would just kill.
I don't know if it does because it's Max Spadef AV.
It might have killed.
Scald doing that much, like Scald's pretty weak.
Yeah, Scald did like it did 50.
50. So 110. Doing a rough estimate, that would have been like.
It's also with Rain Boost.
Well, that's called with
Oh,
rain
yeah,
boost.
it's called this rain boosted. It's just how much
Yeah.
base power are the two? Let's see.
80 versus
One,
110.
yeah.
80
Plus
versus 1.
stab,
Probably still wouldn't have killed.
Yeah, it would have done like 70, not even 75. So like
it would
70%, it would have been at
it would
like
do
6%.
that would be
If it was
165
like
power
Hydro
or
Pump.
control. Yeah, it's like 165 before rain boost on power.
So that's Monkey Dory for MVP, right?
Yeah, Monkey Dory put in work there. It didn't even get a single toxic chain, but it just was annoying. It was just annoying.
I mean, it really just didn't need to.
It's a little bit of
It-
chip plus just parting
It
shots.
took the memento, just a parting shot out immediately after.
and
heal up
fully
the guard.
heal up Garg.
Yeah.
And I think that parting shot is exactly why I think Monkey Dory is actually kind of an underrated Z captain for this season, just because it actually has a really deep coverage move pool.
Yeah.
And it gets
Yeah,
Z
it's good.
parting
It's
shot.
good, like offensively and Z parting shot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, every week I question if I bring Ghost Ghost Neum or Dark Neum, because I can only choose one of the two.
You can choose
That's
Poisonium.
nothing else. I can get Normalium for Z Terror Blast.
Hey, Rockium. You get roll out. But yeah, I think that has to go to Monkey Dory. Just very much felt like it kind of just gave a lot of free chip.
I don't know, that Blastoise put in a lot of work too.
The Mega Blastoise that never touched the field.
The mysterious
Yeah.
Blastoise.
It's the threat of the threat of Blastoise.
Yeah. Moving on, we have Foe versus Violet. Violet has brought Mega Diancie, Solgaleo, Terra Volcarona, Palkia Origin, Zapdos, and Donphan. And Foe has brought Kieran Black, Terra Tornadus, regular Diancie, Slowking, Raikou, and Terra Ursaluna. And that is a Terra Normal on Ursaluna, Fairy on Tornadus, and Fire on Volcarona.
Yes,
I honestly thought the fire on Volcarona was a mistake at first, like a
I,
line change or something.
like, I get why you would.
This was not my. this
That was a
the
very
start looked
very
so crazy.
No, I think it's like it's a smart play because it does just get you, especially if they go for an attack. You've gotten in Ursaluna for free, and nothing on this team is switching into Ursaluna.
Yeah.
Like, this is now 3 turns where Ursaluna basically gets to kill Mons. Which I think this is a good way to try and stall out a turn.
Not guaranteed, but yeah.
I guess it's 2.
Yeah.
I think this was like Specs Volcarona as well.
Yes, Specs Terrifier.
I think it had Overheat, Flamethrower, and Fiery Dance. And yeah, I think the fact that that lives, also, that is...
It's very banded. Very banded.
That is... I feel like that's a very nice teleport for you. I am surprised she didn't go for the kill, though.
I was perfectly fine letting it die there either way.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's fine for you either way, because
yeah.
either way, you are getting in Ursaluna for free, and that's exactly what you want. Also, now, with I think Zapdos and Donphan were probably the only things that at any point in this battle could have switched into this. Not anymore. Nothing switches.
And I'm just looking at. I was looking at my calc, and I'm like, okay, Headlong Rush just Oko's everything.
Yeah.
I'm getting 3 kills.
Yeah.
I think this battle becomes a little like semi-scary for you though. Like the second.
It really does
man.
because I'm thinking this Diancie, it's Mega Diancie. I'm thinking it's either gonna Rock Polish or just straight up attack.
I'm surprised there's Mega there.
That's the thing. Like when you don't, Diancie really shines in not first turn Mega leagues because
it swaps its like defenses and offensive stats basically.
Yeah, it gets to keep its bulk for as long as it wants to, which is why it doesn't Mega. It's to keep the bulk and live to Calm Mind.
But in that regard, I feel like, I mean, I guess you're waiting for Slowking to be off the field. Is probably why you're waiting to Calm Mind.
Yeah,
because you can't Calm Mind if you go for Trick Room. And then, I mean, now you've got... I mean, getting that poison is just the ace in the hole.
Yeah, getting the
because
poison
Yeah,
is
it bailed me
how
out. There
Miss
were ways I could
Diancie
get out
lived.
through this. Still, yeah, Raikou
Because
still
yeah,
lives one. I
yeah,
should
if
have
that
Z'd there for
poison
the
didn't
fun,
happen, it would
but
have.
I am. I'm honestly, I'm kind of surprised Raikou lives that.
Raikou's got good special book.
That's
Yeah, it was always living one, but because of the if Diancie wasn't poisoned, Raikou couldn't kill
like,
in one.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's Ursaluna though. Like, I think
Oh yeah, no. 100%
Ursaluna just got to click buttons, and there was nothing that really could have dealt with it, especially when it was. The one thing I think that could have helped is just if Donphan wasn't the one to tank the Misty explosion. Because then
Oh yeah,
it's
because
not.
that being in range, means I just get to kill it that first turn Trick Room's up, and I
Yeah.
get guaranteed to get my Flame Orb. I don't have to like protect to guarantee a Flame Orb proc.
Yeah.
I can just kill something.
And not even just that, but also just the fact that they can't come in and like with sturdy live 2 turns
Yeah.
is really unfortunate. And yeah, the bear's going to have to be respected. Terra normal facade does in fact hurt people. All
Yeah.
right.
He doesn't even need Terra Normal, but
Moving
yeah.
on. This was probably the best battle
Ooh.
of the Dynasty division for this week, which is Maggie versus Nate. Maggie has brought Evoltol, Lycanroc Dusk, Leafeon, or Terra Leafeon, Terra Chandelure, Naganadel, and Mega Medicham. Nate has brought Mega Lucario, Reshiram, Terra Gliscor, Rillaboom, Rotomwash, and Dragapult. And we have Terra Dark on Gliscor, and Grass on Leafeon, and Water on Chandelure. And this is probably one of the best, like, prediction or, like, checks you could have gotten for Nate.
Yeah, the knockoff into Lucario is always going to be
Plus,
scary here.
that's Chip.
Yeah, plus you get your 30% boost from a 30% chance.
I'm surprised. Oh, I think this has only had like fighting and steel type moves, so I guess Nate wanted to go for the 100% accurate, and maybe thought that killed. But that's a really unlucky miss for Maggie.
Yeah, that was just a really unfortunate turn to 4 turns.
And then, if that one missed, I would have felt.
Do we know if the Lucario was adamant or not? Because it killed if adamant. If it wasn't,
I don't know off the top of my head. Also, we're about to see. Leafeon's gonna put in work. Oh, that's a lot of damage. I will say I do think that the Lucario's being down is really good for Maggie though. Like maybe even a bit more than Chandelure being dead for Nate. But that's really unlucky toxic. And that's it's not Maggie's battle so far. And that's a really good heal bell. Because basically just meant a wasted turn for Nate. Uh-oh.
hello Z Power.
Goodbye, Gliscor.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, it's gone.
Because that was that's Rocknium, right?
That's Lycanium.
Oh,
Is it?
oh
That's the
yeah.
signature one.
I didn't know I got a signature.
Yeah. That's why you run Stone Edge on it as well, because it's only boosted by Stone Edge. Okay, Leafeon.
Yeah, Leafeon puts in some work this battle, I think.
Leafeon was the goat.
Hi, Maggie.
Hi, hi.
Oh, wait,
But
you
yeah,
guys
I went
must
and
switch
looked.
there.
I went and looked. I think this battle would have been a little more in who I don't know names
Nate.
in the Nate's
Oh.
favor Yeah, the Lucario was jolly. If it was adamant, that Naga died to the bullet punch.
Goodbye, Lycanroc. Yeah, I think the Gandalf just gets to get a kill here for... Yeah, the Gandalf gets a kill here. And I think that's a bit of a
Water-resistant
risky...
grassy glide.
Jesus, I mean, that's very much a banded grassy glide.
Has, yeah, I think.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you're expecting a switch out there, Maggie. When you went for
It
the
was
grassy.
either gonna be a switch or I did not. I hadn't been damage checking properly, so I couldn't tell if it was banded or not.
Ah. And then Reshiram dies to Leafeon.
Yeah, Chlorophyll putting
Terra
in
Grass
work,
Leaf
making,
Blade.
yeah, putting in
Doing
work with
12%.
Chlorophyll.
In grassy terrain.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, wait. I mean, Reshiram, I feel like should have been faster, but I also just don't know.
I mean,
his speed.
Leafeon does like 90 something. It actually does have higher base, yeah. By like 5 points, I think. Like I think Reshiram's 90 and then Leafeon's 95.
Yeah, I'm always a big fan of physically defensive, like Leafeon being used for its highest stat. Like 19 from a U-turn is not very much when you're a
I
grass
do
type.
think. I mean, this is a special Dragon Ball. It's Scarf special, actually, I believe. Which, as a Dragon Ball enjoyer, I do not recommend personally. I feel like if you want to run Dragon Ball special, you kind of have to run Life Orb or Specs. Yeah, Leafeon's just.
I do understand Scarf Drag because it's to ensure that it always does needs Scarf Nagu.
Yeah. In that regard, like I feel like I think Dragon Dart spam. I mean, I guess you have Prim. Yeah, the Prim that would give problems, but
Yeah, that's just a good 20 turns here where Leafeon does not leave the field.
I think actually smart by Nate to let that
The
burn is
burn
actually
Incredibly
very
unfortunate.
incredibly fortunate for Nate. I think very unfortunate though that Maggie went for Wish there. And then very surprised that lives.
Yeah, I think
You
it
know.
might have had some bulk in it.
That's Leafeon. Anyone in disagreement?
Nah,
No.
that's Leafeon.
I mean, Leafeon put its work in. It clocked in and got its check.
All right. Up next we have myself versus Skye. Skye has brought Azelf, Magearna, Meowscarada, Quaquaval, Pecharunt, and Talonflame. Z Pecharunt, Terra Quaquaval. And then I have brought Jirachi, Lunala, Terapagos, Landoti, Dragonite, and Quillfish. Terra Dragonite. I was very surprised to see no Zygarde. Wrong. 4 times weak to Ice, Ground Legendary. But
I mean, yeah. I mean, outside of this, I said why didn't because there's just too many threats to it with coverage. When you're covered, when you're 4x weak to any a coverage, you don't really want to risk that.
well, you
And then,
mean like the
you have,
Ice Beam on Terapagos and Lunala, the Ice Punch on Jirachi, and the Ice Spinner on Dragonite?
yeah. So
then-
like
Terra Poison on Dragonite and Terra Dragon on Quaquaval. I'm curious about the Terra Dragon.
dude, I don't remember.
I lead Lando into Azelf. Probably. And for the second time in a row, we take an ice move to start the battle.
I was it was Terra Dragon because it resisted a bunch of what you could have brought. Like it would be weak to the ice, same as like Zygarde, but not as much.
Mhm.
I was clear like Quack with Terra Dragon.
I will say, I kind of expected you might bring Clear Amulet, which is why I intentionally swapped Quillfish to Barbarage at, like, the last minute, just in case it could be totally walled.
Yeah. Uh, the main thing is, like, it was Terra Dragon to, like, because I figured, like, if, at upper hand, in case, like, Weavile came out, it was Terra Dragon to really bait the Weevil into pressing, like, Ice Shard into it if I was too fast for it to handle and stuff.
Yeah. And then we have Iron Defense Shift Gear on Magearna, which I'll be honest, not something I expected to see.
Yeah, and then the unfortunate.
But I also see it as an opportunity for Lunala
Yeah.
to do chip.
I live one. I was like, if I shift gear after this, I'll be faster. And then that was not the case.
I
And
was
didn't check the
surprised
stat.
to not see a stored pallet, to be honest.
Yeah, I didn't check speed. I didn't check speed calc, so I figured I'd be faster at +4.
And then
And then I lose the game from here because I didn't have anything. I at the end the game was over at this point because I didn't have anything to hit this Lunala or live it even.
So it's Lunala, right?
Yeah, looks
Yeah.
like it. It's crazy.
Yeah, I should have just listened to myself and put Tailwind on Talonflame. Meowscarada would have
definitely.
sped and killed.
Definitely would have changed things. And up next we have
Because it would have
Parker.
like my Meowscarada would be alive. Talonflame would be dead, but like who cares, you know? It did its job. It got the thing up.
Up
and
next
Quark
we
would be
have
alive.
Parker versus Soul. Parker has brought Pheromosa, Mega Aerodactyl, Terra Skeledirge, Mew, Dialga, and Tentacruel. Why'd I fucking forget that name? And then Soul has brought Golisopod, Ho-Oh, Tangrowth, Terrakomo-O, Morpeko, and Z Morpeko, and Terra Sandy Shocks. And it's Terra Fairy on Skeledirge, and then Fighting on Komo-O and Steel on Sandy Shocks. I think, yeah, that's a very good switch. And a very good Toxic. I'm surprised Soul
Bro, I
stays
was
in.
oh yeah, I was surprised to see the leech life, I'm not gonna lie.
Lovely rocks. Oh.
That felt bad.
That might feel worse. I think that might be the Pokemon Soul wants to come in here the least.
Like, yeah.
See, I think the big thing here is Life Orb Golisopod is very interesting. A very interesting thing to bring here. Because its only ability
That
being
happens again.
emergency exit.
The double Golisopod bring in is really bad because it kind of just kills it. And I think is really bad then for later, because there is some stuff on this team that I am very certain Soul would love to have Golisopod alive for. The Dialga goes down, which I think is very good. So I think overall you are actually in like a new position. Also losing Boots, I think that's actually better for Parker. Losing, like getting rid of Boots for Tentacruel. I think at this point in the battle, Tentacruel is probably either done or is not going to do what you would want it to bring it for. So I think it's perfectly fine to die there.
Yeah,
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, go for it, Skye.
because it's like it creates an awkward position for Soul to have to bring in Morpeko at some point to force the rapid spin to keep the Ho from not losing all of its health on switching.
And I think going back a turn.
At this point, once you get the Dragon Dance on Aerodactyl, Morpeko just cannot do that.
I mean, I think at this point, it's with the remaining Mons and their health, it's GG.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah, Ho-Oh has to go for a Sacred Fire and hope for a burn. Otherwise, it's all
Yeah.
over, no matter what.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
it just
I mean, it
doesn't.
even had T Wave on it, didn't it?
No, I mean it's moves.
I-
I don't think.
I
don't
think
think
this
so.
you kind of have to go for Secret Fire Burn even more, but either
Okay.
way, with just
Because,
because
like, chancing Para is more risky, and at least if you get the burn, this thing's not killing everything in one hit.
That's true. That's true.
well,
Okay.
it'll kill everything but Komodo in one hit. I mean,
Yeah, you can at least hope that Komodo can bring it through.
so
Yeah, I mean, at this point, you just lose everything to.
yeah, which is unfortunate.
to
So that's
Aerodactyl.
Mega Aerodactyl. So now I have an important question. Who is our Dynasty Division Pokemon of the Week? I think we have two frontrunners. Who
Wait, how many kills did your guy get?
5.
Oh, we both got 5.
Yep. Both got 5 kills.
And who is the MVP? Both got 5 kills. I can suggest we
I think it's
look at.
between Lunala and Mega Aerodactyl.
I
I
agree.
think you guys should coin flip it.
Ursaluna
that's
got
funny.
5 too. I'm just saying.
Did it get
Did
5?
Ursaluna get
No,
5?
Ursaluna got 4.
Yeah. No, Ursaluna got 5.
It got 4.
It got 2 in the first trick room, 3 in the second.
That's true.
I thought it got 4.
Wait, so
Does
it's a
it get
three-way coin
Wait, did it
flip.
get 2 last week? And then it got 4 this week, didn't it?
No, it got one last week, and then it got
Oh.
5 this week,
Hmm.
or 5 week 2.
So I guess it's a 3-way tie.
We have them all fight to the death.
Yep. All right, let's
Yeah,
start
just
an FFA battle here, and you all bring one Pokemon each. It's your MVPs.
I think that might go much better for one Pokemon, one of them than the others. I'm not
Yeah.
saying who.
Yeah.
I don't know. It might need to get a Dragon Dance up. If you
Hey,
target,
Hey,
yeah.
all I'm saying is Leafeon can take all y'all.
The only reason I'm less inclined to I guess consider Ursaluna's even though they have some kills is just the fact that both of Mega Aerodactyl and
Both of yours just
Lunala-
set up and did it alone. Mine needed
and just
significant support.
not even that, but also just how they don't leave the field.
Yeah, true.
I wanna give the vouch to Mega Arrow here because of the fact that if Mega Arrow doesn't do what it does, Parker effectively loses the game. So
Yeah.
I feel it has a bigger MVP impact than Lunala.
I can get behind that. And just like that, it's decided.
we
All
take
right.
those.
Moving on, we have Violet versus not Violet. Oh my God, Lily versus
Is it-
Hatter.
Is this the other division?
Yes, this is the Imperium division.
it is.
Okay.
Very interesting battle. I was very curious as to how this one would go against two best friends fighting each other.
Who have very good teams and are very good players. So Hatter has brought Zekrom, Tinglu, Klefki, Terracombe, Mega Metagross, and Shaman Skye. And Lily has brought regular Metagross, Terra Manaphy, Landorus, Chenpao, not Terra Rotomite, regular Rotomite, and Mega Salamence. It's Terra, Ground on Comfey, and Poison on Manaphy. That is a great Pokemon to Toxic. That is not a good Pokemon to miss on. Actually, that's probably a okay miss. Evens out.
Yeah, this battle I learned that Ruination could miss.
Yeah, it's only 90% accuracy.
Are all or I think are all half HP moves like that? Or
Yeah, Super Fang I know is as well, and I believe Nature Madness is also is.
Substitute spam is why I always vouch for Infiltrator. One of my favorite abilities on Pokemon.
It's a good ability. I was not expecting the Ruination Chenpao.
I mean, yeah, I feel like honestly, when you have things like Klefki and stuff that can like Klefki and Metagross that can resist it in all ways, it's
Well, Metagross can't.
Ruination.
It's weak to dark moves.
Well, that's true. That's true. But like with Klefki, like you can Klefki can kind of sit on the cat a little bit, but Ruination can stop that easily.
It's funny because they both kind of can just like, oh, goodbye Metagross.
Yeah. Which one has it's Hatter? With
Hatter has the
one,
Mega.
right? Yeah, I'm surprised it never came out on the Chinpao to Mega Bullet Punch. I think with Mega, I mean, even without Mega, I think Metagross lives a Sucker Punch from.
Probably.
So I could easily just eat the Sucker Punch and then just Bullet
Now
Punch in
it's
return.
oh, that's lovely. I was wondering, was this Scarf? And well, clearly not now.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Yeah, I was the other day I found out that I realized Mega Salamence actually gets mostly Spadef from hitting the Mega Evolution button.
And Aerial Lake.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I just meant like for stat wise, it gets the most out of it. Most of its points on Mega are given to Spadef.
That'd be really bad if that burns there.
Oh yeah. But like with its attack stat, Tough Claws, if you're hitting with like contact moves, Tough Claws can mostly, almost negate the burn reduction of attack.
I think now this is at like. Oh, bye.
Yeah, that's a good Warworth.
It's very good. That's the one Pokemon you probably don't want coming out there.
I mean, hey, it's another 25% to Salamence.
Yeah, no, I meant for Lily.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it's
yeah.
the worst Pokemon she could have had. Like between either Chenpao or that coming out, that's definitely
Yeah,
worse.
really really good pain split there.
Yeah.
Was the Terra already used or?
No, but it's Terra Ground. Unless
I
Ice
guess that makes
Shard
sense.
kills. No.
I guess it didn't have it. Wow.
Oop, I did not mean to go there. I think Whirlwind did a lot. I'm almost inclined to say Ting Lu. Just because the fact that it got toxic like turn 1 and went down here.
Yeah.
I think is impressive. And it just
I mean, in its final moments, it makes Salamence lose another 25.
I mean, it does a lot of Ruination Chip. I think getting rocks up is so good. I'm almost inclined to say Ting Lu just for sitting on this team. I'm just trying to think of what else it possibly.
I mean, I think it just has to be Ting Lu. Nothing else really did much except for.
I feel like it's either that or. Comfey? I mean, Comfey I think is another valid shout. But like, I think the fact that like Ting Lu set up Comfei to clean the late game is, I guess, where my thoughts go.
Leap on 2 OP.
All right, moving on. We have Zach versus Aurora. Aurora has brought Xerneas, Terra Heatran, Latios, Honchkrow, Terra Frostlass, and Togekiss. Zach has brought Zacian, Kartana, Z Kartana, Urshifu Rapid. I think, yeah, it is Urshifu Rapid. Raging Bolt, Mandibuds, and Terra Rhydon. And this is Terra Bug on Heatran. Good bring.
Yeah.
Good bring, Aurora.
And also Terra Normal Frostlass.
Oh, yeah. A little more curious about that one, actually. What's that for, I wonder?
Then Terra Water right on.
Yeah. I think Terra Water Rhydon is a pretty solid general Terra, I guess, into this team. Just for, like, a proper bulky type. Maybe not the best. Oh my god, that's Chip. I guess you're predicting the Heatran switch. And hard reading into that, which I'm curious about. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, living there is a little unfortunate for the Xerneas.
I think it works out fine. We take down Zacian on turn 5.
Yep.
Goodbye, Frostlass. Actually, a really nice Curse Body proc.
Yeah.
And that is it. Was that Scarf Eruption? I think.
It is not Scarfed.
Oh.
Because incoming Earth Power.
Yeah. And
yeah,
you just got a free kill.
It's so unfortunate having that right on switching on the Earth Power when you like.
I mean,
think it's
nothing switches in there. Like, actually.
Yeah, I can understand like switching to right on there, thinking it's Scarfed into Eruption if it's Persist, but it's just super unfortunate read on counter read.
Yeah, I think we're fine with letting Latios die there. Toadscruel actually a lovely.
Yeah.
Raging Bolt switch in.
Yeah, Toadscruel the goat coming in here.
Oh,
a lot of stuff doesn't. Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of things. There's 2 things Toadscruel's good at: is being fast and hitting hard with special attacks.
And then, yeah, Xerneas cleans it up. Xerneas, Heatran, and Toadscruel, I think, are our choices for MVP for this battle. I'm not sure what people think. I think I can swing for any 3 of them. I think Xerneas is the one I'd cross off the least, just because I think... I guess the one I think actually I lean towards the most is probably Heatran, because I think for the core of the battle, Heatran did the most for the team.
Yeah. I'm a little biased towards Toadscruel because I think the Pokemon its hate is so forced.
I think it got 2 very good kills, but I do think one of them it was kind of like spoon-fed on Kartana. And then the one on Raging Bolt was chipped down by Heatran earlier, is all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
So I think unless anyone
Yeah, I mean, it could easily go to Heatran here.
All right.
Just from the fact that like Zach misread that it was Scarfed Eruption and into getting the freest kill from Earth Power.
Yeah, I think it was a really good play from Aurora. Really good fake out or like bluff Scarf. Moving on, we have Evan versus.
It was against it was on Mandibuzz, right? So it's like when you're like. Because Heatran has it's 9. I don't remember. It's pretty high for what it should be.
It's like 77 for its speed.
But like when you're killing, yeah, it kills the
It kills Mandibuzz.
yeah. So like when it kills Mandibuzz into thinking it's like with eruption, Mandibuzz is always going to be slower than Heatran, so you can assume well it's maybe scarfed if it has eruption, so it can keep its full HP. But then the
Just raw dog eruption.
yeah.
Respect it. All right. Moving on, we have Evan versus Guy. Evan has brought Hisuian Gudra, Mewtwo, Mega Lopunny, Terra Volcanion, Arbok, and Thundurus. And Guy has brought Galarian Slowking, Terra Rhyperior, Kyurem White, Terra Ceruledge, Muramo, and Greninja. And that is Terra Dragon on Rhyperior and Dark on Ceruledge. And then Terra Fairy on Volcanion. Lovely free knockoff. Oh! Goodbye, Rodon.
Odom just dies.
I'm surprised
Very.
by
A very bulky Mewtwo.
Protean Gren. Because I feel like that could have been a very good Battle Bonds angle. I mean, I guess Volcanion kind of fucks with that a bit.
I mean, Volcanion does, and also like the fact that it was a bulky Mewtwo that lived the Dark Pulse. Yeah. It would have gone wasted either way. I think
That's an unlucky
It
miss.
is how this battle went.
That's an unlucky
Very.
miss.
Yeah.
Goodbye, Black Sludge.
Yeah, I honestly Arbok is kind of a pretty good like niche
Arbok's
Pokemon.
dead.
Yeah, it did unfortunately eat the future sight, but like it's kind of like the all-in-one Pokemon. Like you have your Intimidate, and on top of it gets Glare.
I'm very surprised that Rhyperior lived that. I won't lie. Oh wait, that was Earth Power. I thought that was Terra Blast for some reason.
Yeah, it was Earth Power.
I can't read. That's a very good taunt.
Yep. Because I think it's only attacking move with future sight.
I think. Oh right, this doesn't have Terra Blast. I think its last move is Fire Blast.
Still would have been pretty good to bring into this to press on this Kyurem though, because it's neutral
I mean, I guess, but
and stab. It's like neutral stab. Well, I guess not anymore because it's the fairing. But
no, it's still stab.
okay.
This feels really bad.
Yeah, unfortunately, there was just never a. Oh wait, there it goes.
This feels really bad.
Yeah, I feel like they should have always just went for a not fake out. It was always faster.
Yeah, I also like. I think we were in a very
But you also just
strong position, and then
Yeah.
that kind of just gets thrown away, like, which could be very good for the Kyurem.
yeah. There was just never a reason to sack Lopunny there with fake out. You should have just.
I know Evan said he thought for some reason he thought Bitter Blade was a ghost
a
type
ghost
move.
Yeah.
Oh,
Finally hits the Blizzard. Yeah, unfortunately, the Blizzard miss, the first Blizzard miss on Volcanion just kind of costs the game, I think, because you lose out on a
not
turn.
a shadow.
What does
I
a shadow
don't.
look like? It actually no. Oh yeah, yeah.
I
okay.
don't really know if I like that as a bring. I think that's Volcanion. I think that's the second Volcanion MVP, but
Oh, you must.
oh no, Mega Lopunny was last week, but I think it's Volcanion for this week.
Yeah, stacking the little bunny there for the fake out was just that was never the move. I think you just always return, or like return facade, whatever,
Yeah.
to have because the fake out just gives it its thing for free. Because like I mean, but it could have been just as easily been Flashfire Silver Ledge because Volcanion's here.
I mean, yes, but also that thing's got water moves.
Yeah.
But yeah, moving on, we have Goats versus Ben. Ben has brought Clodsire, Skarmory, Mega Blaziken, Komala, Luminion, and Terra King Gambit. Goats has brought Zamazenta, Terra Regieleki, Chiyu, Grafaiai, Tapu Fini, and Ogerpon Cornerstone. And this is a Terra Dark on King Gambit and Fairy on Regieleki. Probably the best switching you have on this team. And that feels like a very greedy Swords Dance. I actually kind of like Luminion as like a Tapu Fini check. The issue I have though is I don't think there's much it can do to Tapu Fini once it's on the field. I also don't like us going for Iron Defense.
Yeah,
Against
and then it
Tapu
also
Fini.
you Toxic in Misty Field.
I have questions.
This is just like I'm very curious for the Blizzard on Luminion to begin with.
I'm.
Like you're getting good Storm Drain switches here, but I just
But we're not really game because it's with the amount of damage
Yeah.
we're doing, it's healing. And that's a dead Blaziken. And I feel like this one issue the team Ben brought is he doesn't really have a lot of win cons.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you're a Water Fairy, like Ironhead is neutral. Anything you could press against this is gonna be difficult because your only poison type is weak to the Tapu Fini. So with that much damage from a +2 Tapu Fini, why didn't Clodsire hit the field way sooner?
I think this was also that was unaware Clodsire,
Yeah, but yeah,
and that's
It
not
is
who we.
unaware.
That's yeah.
Encore in front of a Grafaiai is,
Yeah.
and then taunts it as well.
I'm surprised we stay in. I'm really surprised we stayed in. Oh.
Oh yeah,
Huh.
I actually noticed weak armor is very funny on Skarmory.
I get the speed boost, but I really like. I'm assuming if we're running Iron Defense, we're also running Body Press. So I have questions.
Oh, that is actually a good point. Iron Defense with weak armor to begin with is just kind of
Like offensive, because I think Skarmory does get Swords Dance actually. So I don't hate offensive Skarmory.
again.
Do we recover? Nope, we gunk shotted. I mean,
Yeah,
I
with
don't.
substitute on Zamazenta, you put on a timer that you just can't afford to
Yeah. Tapu Fini?
yeah, it's kind of gotta be
Yeah.
because what else is there? 'Cause-
It's Zamazenta, but I think Tapu Fini. It's again one of those cases with like Tapu Fini spends so much time and gets so much groundwork that then Zamazenta is just kind of free to finish off the game.
yeah, it killed Blaziken, weakened King Gambit.
All right. Moving on, we have our last battle of week 2 and the last battle of the Imperium Division as well, obviously, and that is Lex versus Kiler. Kiler has brought Fluttermane, Galarian Zapdos, Overquail, Ogerpon Hearthflame, Garchomp, and Porygon 2, and none of them are Terra. And then Lex has brought Groudon, Clefable, Morgrem, Terrazaroo, Terra Walking Wake, and Corviknight, and these are Terra. I want to say it's Terra. Yep, Terra Flying, and then Fire on Zarude and Corviknight. That could have been a very bad turn 1 for Lex if she didn't switch. I think that's actually that's a really nice heat crash.
It really is.
Yeah, the issue is I think one of the issues with the Groudon though this week is goodbye. Well, that's exactly it. I was about to say is there's two Pokemon on the opponent team that also take advantage of your Sun, being Ogerpon, Hearthflame, and Fluttermane.
Yep. Very unfortunate. One of many immune gunk shots that.
Garchomp gets rocks off. And that fucking eats it, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Porygon too. Quite the Pokemon.
I
There's
think
a lot of work
if we
for
have
it.
knockoff, it's on Zarude. And okay, so it's Assault Vest on Groudon, which I get for Fluttermane. I'm going to guess it has Iron Head as well.
Yeah.
Well, to be honest, Earthquake probably also does a job. I'm assuming Kiler is expecting a Brave Bird. Not what I would have expected that to click. Dragon Tail out. Or get Dragon Tailed out. Back comes Morgrim. I think this is a pretty safe place to click the reflect button. Yep. And I do just... Oh, never. I was going to say, I feel like we kind of just send in Overquill whenever we see... Or Corviknight whenever we see Overquill. Huge crit.
Yeah, it's a very good crit on Porygon.
We burn our Terrafire for Flamethrower, because I think that... I mean, that would have killed... And nothing else would have.
Now you can get your light screen up.
Yep. Yeah, no Lex is saying I think if she has rocks, I think this is a much better game state for her, but unfortunately Clefable died before it could set them up.
Oh yeah, it's just super unfortunate because you said because what was it? Did you say Hearthflame? I don't remember. Hearthflame loves to be in sun because of Ivy Cudgel. Yeah. It's a double-edged sword for it though, because neutral to fire, and then we also get a boosted Ivy Cudgel. So, and unfortunately, Clefable had to taste that.
Yeah. And I'm going to guess. I was about to say. Never mind. There is Defog. Okay, which I think getting rid of rocks. I think one of the issues though is it's going to be really hard to I'm just again. I think it's really hard to look at you can. Oh, that's chip.
Very unfortunate that your Akaberry was wasted on a Garchomp Flamethrower.
Yeah. I mean, it's sort of free for just Garchomp just keep clicking rocks. I mean, thankfully Flamethrower is not doing a lot, but Rough Skin does.
Yeah.
I guess we go for Reflect. And I guess we just sacrifice. I think not a wrong play, sacrificing Morgrim for 2 turns for dual screens. Oh, that's chip. And I mean, Garchomp being down, I think, is very, very helpful. I think actually, if you get rid of Zapdos, that's really unfortunate because Morgrim dies for nothing now. And I think actually really smart from Kiler to hold off on revealing that until now.
Yeah, I think burning the knowledge of having Brick Break is early when the first sight of screens is not a good play.
Yeah, especially in this battle. I think letting it wait until it was dead, very good. I'm surprised it was Porygon 2, right?
because a lot of people will sacrifice their screen setter for getting both screens. up,
Really
and that's
bad
when
kill
you-
there, actually, because now Corviknight's dead.
Yeah.
If we had gone for Roost there, I think the position is a lot better. Slack vary, but unfortunately, Scarf let it rain.
Scarf. Yep.
Zapdos Galar.
Oh, most definitely. I mean, it put in work with some things, and then getting screens away when after Morgrim died as well.
Yeah.
Just opened up it opened up the game a lot faster. Reopened the game for Kiler a lot faster.
Yeah. And so, in that regard, I think I personally have it between two Pokemon for Mon of the Week here, and that is Tapu Fini and Zapdos Galar. I'm personally leaning towards Tapu Fini a bit more.
There was just nothing that team could do against it.
Exactly. So,
It's just their best answer was weak to the Tapu Fini.
yeah.
Even if
So-
it is unaware, it it doesn't live against it forever.
I think that'll round up. Our Week 2 MVPs are Pokemon Dory, Fozos Luna, Maggie's Leafeon, My Lunala, Hatter's Tinglu, Aurora's Heatran, Evans Volcanion, and Kilos' Zapdos Galar. And then our division Pokemon of the Weeks are Parkazert Mega Aerodactyl and Goats' Tapu Fini. And that concludes our Week 2 VOD review. Or match review.
Yippee.
And I have stopped